Senator Sivray, you're a very prolific blogger, and there's been rules made now, special rules made against Citizens Media for filming scrutiny panel hearings that was discussed today. What do you make of what was said today in the States?
Well, I mean, clearly the subtext to what is going on here is an effort to control public opinion, to control public dissemination of information. They want to stop independent journalists like you and me, those who work in citizens' media, from having access to these proceedings, but I'm quite sure they won't apply the same standards to the traditional media who tend to support the establishment. So one of the things I think that is absolutely clear is that if a set of rules need to be drawn up about when or when it is not appropriate to film in these proceedings, it must be equal, level playing field and apply fairly across the board to everybody.
Because it seems like it's a discriminatory law right now. In fact, Ben Shenton has told us on here that he hasn't even looked at the legal side of this, the legislative side of any of this, and it looks like it's a discriminatory law. It's one law for one and one law for another. What is accredited press? Nobody seems to know, that I've asked so far, that nobody seems to know the definition of accredited press.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're talking about a law here. It's merely a kind of procedural decision made by the scrutiny system. But you're quite right. It is probably an ultra vires decision in that I can't see how it is compatible with the European Convention on Human Rights, which provide people the right to free assembly, to free expression of political views, to access to the media and so on. The concept of accredited journalist is quite meaningless. Anyone that is compiling reports and putting them into the public domain upon news events is engaging in media. They are journalists.
So realistically, this is just another attempt for our government to shut the citizens up. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. The traditional oligarchy of Jersey, who've had no effective opposition for 800 years, let's face it, are currently experiencing a massive culture shock because for the first time ever in that history, the ordinary people of the island have access to their own media sources that they can look at themselves, they can choose which ones they wish to view, and indeed they can write them, film them and produce them themselves. This has suddenly taken a massive amount of power out of the hands of the establishment. They are terrified of this. It's a culture shock to them, and hence these knee-jerk actions to try and clamp down on citizens' media.
Well, this has got a long way to go yet. It's got a long way to roll, and we shall see what happens.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.